this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Shadowlander. And Shadowlander has this question. When it comes to black scrying mirrors, is it proper to hold them in the right hand or the left hand? And my answer to this begins by talking a little bit about what scrying is. Scrying basically is a kind of clairvoyant reading using generally reflective surfaces. And mirrors are often used for this purpose, and these days especially black mirrors, but older forms include crystal ball readings as well as other kinds of crystal, and reading from a bowl of water, which is very, very old. And interestingly, in the early days, scrying was often a two-person occupation. One person would stare into the bowl of water or other medium in order to see the images, and the second person would interpret them. But today, it's generally a one-person thing. And the black mirror, I believe, mostly goes back to John Dee and his famous showstone, which was either hematite or obsidian, I believe hematite, and actually of Aztec provenance, which is very interesting but speaks to the age. And he used this for getting visions through his associate Edward Kelly. And scrying is very popular now, and many people who are witches or Wiccans or other kinds of metaphysicians often will have a black mirror for this purpose. And which hand should you hold it in, the right or the left? Well, my answer is whichever one you want. Generally speaking, the left represents spirituality, metaphysics, and receptiveness. So left would have a greater symbolic appropriateness for holding the mirror, but there's no inherent reason to do it that way. In fact, I think I would recommend using both to make sure you don't accidentally drop it. More commonly, however, in my experience, they're not actually held. In my experience, they either are laid flat, stood up in some manner, or actually hung on a wall and used in this way. Not necessarily held, because part of the process is that you're going into a light trance. And again, there is the danger of dropping it. But different people have different ways of doing it. And when it comes to the matter of how do you hold it, how do you mount it, any way that works for you is good. So I hope these ideas are of interest to you. And until next time, may you blessed be. The Tarot of Hecate. My 100-card tarot deck, 30 years in the making, finally available to you from witchschoolstore.com. Check out a copy today.